that we are hitting on all the other ones. All right, so welcome to the Late Night All Day podcast with Jamie and AJ. I'm your host, AJ Graham, with my beautiful co-host, Jamie Johnson. So how you doing, Jamie?
I am amazing. I'm so tired. I've been driving all day.
You want to let the people know what you were doing?
I was doing photo shoot stuff, people. So if any of you are like following my Instagram, you'll see I was doing photo shoots and I'm exhausted. I drove about a little over an hour to it, did the photo shoot for over 3 hours, and then sped home so I can be here for you beautiful people.
And
You're
she made it on time. We got to give her a round of applause as soon as some people get in here to give us a round of
welcome.
applause.
You're welcome, people.
So today's topic is half fun, half not fun. And we're going to talk about social media filters. So are they fun or are they harmful?
They're harmful.
They're harmful.
They're
I mean,
harmful.
are they all harmful though?
They're not all.
Because I mean, if you want to look like a puppy, I mean that's okay, right?
That's cute. If you want to look like you're licking ice cream with a puppy tongue, that's cute. If you want to, go out with your friends real quick and you old like me and them dark circles is hitting wrong in the light, you put that little pink filter on and it smooths them bad face out real quick and you good. But when it gets to the point that you live by the filter,
Or
live
you
and
know,
die by that sword.
if you want to make your face look all stretched out, whatever, that's fun. Nobody actually looks like that, you
Exactly.
know.
You want
Let
to
me
have a
just
little
get us
shamrock on your head because it's St. Patrick's Day. Or if you want to do
right,
the one that makes your face look like the Halloween mask where it's all long,
all
that's
stressed
amazing.
out,
The
something
stretch,
like that. You want to have big anime eyes, all that stuff,
exactly.
and
Oh yeah,
those are
so
fun.
I wanted to point out. So last week, I always try to read the comments, but they go so fast, and we're in our like groove. Somebody was like, "I love your nails," so I wanted to be like you guys. I went and redid them again because I know
Hey, Machiko,
I had a nail shot out last week. So hey,
nice, nice.
Machiko.
So that's all wonderful there. One second, guys. Let me just get this shot good here.
And you're not lagging this week. I'm so proud
I'm,
of you.
I had to step it up, man. I hate when things are not going well. If I can fix something, I'm gonna want to fix it. You gotta make sure things are right.
Because I was like, all right, we got to fix this lag situation.
Okay, we got everything good. All right. So there are some filters out there that have been detrimental to the mental health of mostly young women. And there's a TikTok filter that literally makes you look the best that you can look. It puts you on the makeup and all this stuff. And the crazy thing about this filter, most filters, like if you put it on and you touch your face, it moves or whatever. This
Mm-hmm.
filter does not. This filter does not move. I don't know how they did this shit, but technology wise, I'm like, hey, this is pretty amazing. This is low key a deep fake right now. What you guys are doing.
Right.
So have you seen that filter yet
I
on
haven't seen
TikTok?
that filter yet. I've actually seen the one where everybody's doing it and they're like, "This isn't my face, people. Like this isn't what I look like." And then
Yeah,
they're like, "Let me show you what I look like," and then they take it off, and it's honestly the guy from. It's a whole nother person. I've seen that, and
that's the
women are
scary
like, "I
stuff.
promise you, I don't look like this. This isn't my face." And then like, watch, and then they click it, and then it's the it clown, and you're like, "Oh my god." These are two different people. That was Cindy Crawford, and that's the it clown. Oh my god. Fooled me.
Like, there are girls nowadays that I've seen stories, heard stories that they'll take a picture of themselves with the filter, they'll go to the plastic surgeon and say, "Make me look like this." And these surgeons are doing it, and I think these surgeons are doing a great disservice to these girls because they obviously have body image issues, and you're not helping.
Yep.
I think that anybody that's going to any type of getting any type of surgery, I think they should have to get a psych evaluation. Like, let's see if you're healthy enough to, you know,
Handle this. This is
handle this type of thing.
this is a change of your physical outside, but changing that is it going to interfere with your mental inside?
Right. So I think we're probably going to end up talking about plastic surgery as well.
I mean, they're like hand in hand right now.
Right. So do you feel that these social media picture filters is this some type of catfish? Are you catfishing people by doing this?
So that like segue into the fact that I have several friends on dating apps now. I could never get into that sort of thing. Thankfully, I found mine through an associate, so I'm all set. Sorry for y'all.
Yes,
But
very
I
sorry for me.
I've been hearing like people are taking these pictures and filtering the hell out of them, and then they're showing up on these dates, and men are like, "Oh,
This ain't you.
that ain't
This ain't you.
this ain't you. This
I mean, I'll call somebody on a heartbeat. Don't show up with no fake face. Like, come on, man.
it's got to be so bad, like to know somebody, or they'll post a picture from like 1995, and we in 2023. You are
You know, I
112 pounds lighter, ma'am.
I have to admit, I kind of did something like that a little bit, but it was like unknowingly. I had a dating website or dating profile, and all my pictures were before I had the beard,
Okay.
and I showed up with the beard, and then the girl, she was real nice, she was cool, whatever, but then she kind of ghosted me. So then, like, I hit her up a couple days later. I'm like, hey, what's that? What happened? I thought we was cool. She was like, all your pictures, you're all clean cut. And you show up with this beard, and I don't like beards and all this stuff. I'm like, damn,
Dang.
didn't even think about that.
Betrayed by the beard.
Doesn't happen much, but it happens.
Betrayed by the beard. So yeah, that's so when we talk about like these filters, there's a Kardashian filter, right? There's actually a filter. It's a Kardashian filter. It's on Instagram.
What does it do?
It like
Does it
it
take all your
makes
talent away?
does it make a sex tape with Ray J? No.
That was very mid. That was not a very good sex tape.
I haven't even seen it. I've never seen this thing. And I'm so glad I never have, never will. But the filter literally makes the high eyebrows and it whitens your skin. It makes you look like a Kardashian. Because everybody wants to look like Kim Kardashian, but she's trying
I,
so hard not to look like herself.
I, Kim Kardashian, I begrudgingly say that she is the reason for all of these filters now. All these girls wanting to look certain ways, these girls getting surgeries and all this stuff. She kind of spearheaded all of this, at least in the modern day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because you want to know who Kim Kardashian was trying to look like?
The one and only.
She was trying to look like Beyonce,
Our queen, the Hive
and,
queen. Who's got people
and
buying tickets in Europe right now because they can't afford her ones in the States.
Jesus Christ,
Jesus, Beyonce.
like, I mean, if you charge enough for it, people are gonna pay.
If you build it, they will come.
I mean, and she's building it. She built it, so they are going to come.
So yes, Miss Kardashian herself, who doesn't look like herself, has filters and has people like, my 14, 15-year-old thinking she's fat when she weighs no more than my pinky. Got these girls drawing their faces. I can remember growing up, I couldn't even wear lipstick until I was 17. My old strict Southern mama, I could only wear chapstick. But now I see these girls, just turned 13 and they're taking these photos and mini skirts and their faces, eyebrows drawn on, 10 pounds of foundation, concealer, lips all extra pouty and bigger than mine with lipstick and all these other, all because they want to look like this unrealistic person, Kim Kardashian.
full face, full beat face.
Full, full 13 years old. They don't even look 13. These 13-year-olds look older than me.
I don't get it, man. It's we've become very obsessed with looks nowadays,
It's pretty bad.
and you know, I hate to be that old man yelling at the cloud right now, but it's probably social media. Social media has a lot to do with it. And you know what? I'll be real with you. It's not just women that have that problem. There's many times where I'll see, one of my lady friends post some dude on Facebook, and I'm like, wish I looked like that, stuff like that.
Right?
But I think a lot of guys, we get to the point, Cat Williams mentioned it, like we'll look in the mirror and be like, damn, I got a big nose. Yep, it's a big nose, and we just keep it pushing because women don't or men don't. Sadly, we're not. Nobody puts value on our looks the way that they put value on women's looks.
Right.
It's a lot of ugly guys out there that may getting by because they got money or what have you. Elon Musk comes to mind.
I mean, men can hatfish women the same way women can catfish men, because some of these
Hatfish.
guys show up, they taking all these pictures with these fitteds on, like, oh, dude, every picture guy is like this, and then he shows up and he got a LeBron James hairline back here, and I'm like, sir, I said good day.
No,
Who are you? Who?
I, I that's always my biggest fear meeting people online. I'm like, man, I hope like they're like, oh man, like, I thought he was cute in person, and then I meet him and he's not, which that never happens. I'm fucking trying. But like, I let I let people know up front, like, hey, I'm kind of chunky though. I will let you know that. That is,
See,
I am that.
these filters can slim you out too. So that's the thing. Women are trying to get this idealistic body. There's a filter that can make your butt big. There's the filter that can make your boobs big. There's the filter that can flatten your tummy. You can, suck all this fat in. You don't have no jelly fat arms or nothing. You can change everything now. And now
That
people are
is
actually
crazy.
paying money to get these unrealistic bodies
Right.
because it's what Hollywood is telling us is it. Tell
And
me the
these
last time you've seen real bodies walk the red carpet besides like Chloe and Halle Bailey, like, or Halle Berry.
uh,
She's always gonna be my favorite.
I mean Lupita.
Lupe, thank you.
And,
Natural, but that's about it. The Wakanda
and
cast in general, all those beautiful black women.
right,
Okay,
right. I mean, you also have Meg Thee Stallion, who has a phenomenal body,
yes,
and that's a double edged sword because it's all natural. And I'm hoping like that doesn't cause another wave of trying to get to a certain standard of body. And I want to go. I want to actually go back to the male perception of body image because I talked about this guy before, and I think he's detrimental to some of these young men's minds, and that's Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
your favorite person.
You know, I'm just like, bro, you're 50 years old. Ain't no possible way
Stop it.
that you are producing this much testosterone to be that ripped, that big.
Stop it.
Like, come on,
A
bro.
natural man looks like Kevin Hart. They don't look like Dwayne Johnson. Anthony Anderson, that is the normal. You know what I'm saying? That's normal. The Rock, what
No,
man is walking around here with Popeye arms?
I've never seen anybody look like that in real life
The people
ever.
that I have seen look like that in real life are bodybuilders. It's what they live to do, and still a majority of them took steroids to get there.
The Rock has taken steroids in the past, so he took steroids before WWE and after WWE. It's like I hope there aren't people thinking that they can achieve that body naturally. Nobody can be that have that body naturally.
These young men are killing themselves to get that because they're like, I gotta look like that. He looks like that, and he's gonna be 50 something, and I gotta look like that. And I'm only 24. But it's like, yeah, you're 24. Enjoy your 24-year-old body. You're still losing baby fat.
Right. I mean, also you have to take into account, The Rock is rich. He's able to hire a nutrition. He's able to work out 3 times a day. He literally
Mhm.
works out 3 times a day. So it's like
That's his job.
that is his job. He's
That
doing a
young kid
bad job
working
at
at,
his job, but
yeah,
that's a different topic.
the young kid working at AutoZone, that's not his job. Okay.
Right.
His job is to sell these car parts and then on the side, maybe lift some weights at the gym for 30 minutes. That's not the norm.
I'm sorry. I'm getting people like, send me the link. Send me the link, man. I've been promoting this for 2 weeks,
Let,
for a week.
let's give everybody a moment to get their lives together.
They're not doing it. They're doing a bad job at it. Because I'm using my phone as a camera right now, so I can't
Oh,
you know
you
I can't be
can't
doing that.
double.
I can't be doing all that right now.
They just gonna have to catch up later.
Watch us on YouTube. Alonzo Jules on YouTube. You can always do that.
See, go to YouTube, people.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
we'll get back to it. I mean, we're trying to catch our people. I'm like, our normals are missing.
Yeah, I'm making sure. I'm like, all my stuff is streaming everywhere. It's probably
Time change on
the
people.
time change. Probably, yeah.
I think we need to stick to
So
our normal. We're gonna have to drop it back again because
go back to 5:30.
we're gonna have to go back to 5:30. They complain it was too early, but I feel like your 8 o'clock,
I'm
eight
not.
thirty is too late. Bridget's here.
Bridget's here. Hey,
Hey,
Bridget.
that's my girl. There we go. Now we're
Not
cooking.
not sure if Machiko's still here. She usually comments on. She's very good at
Everything, right?
throwing it in there.
Bridget
But
is in
yeah,
the house. We're gonna get
yeah.
green
So
hair together, by the way. We're gonna do
so to
this.
catch you up, we are talking about body issues when it comes to social media filters, celebrities, and plastic surgery. So there's another person out there that I want to bring up that I feel has been like the poster child for the Brazilian butt lift, aka BBL. Nicki Minaj.
I love Nikki, but
Hey, Sydney.
Nick, see, oh yeah, Sydney's here. See, our lovelies are here. I love it. I love it. But Nikki is beautiful, but Nikki is fake. I remember when Nikki first popped on the scene, Jamaica Queens. I love that girl, like that real natural baby face with the actual Trinidad accent, not this fake one that she puts on when she's on the radio. Like that Nikki was dope. And then she
Right.
started hanging around the normal scene. Gotta get the boobs, gotta get the belly button drawn in because when they do the tummy tuck, it's a fake
It
belly button.
moves.
It gets moved. They cut you a new
Right.
one and they make it look like a real one, but they all look the same. So you know they've all had tummy tucks. And
That's so scary.
our biggest default, the Ants movie butt.
Yeah. So the BBLs actually have a death rate of 1 out of 15,000. I think those are some pretty good odds to die, in my opinion.
I mean, if you're gonna pay almost $5,000 to die, I can do that for free. I mean, but then again, those that are dying are not the ones really paying the $5,000. It's the ones that go to the bodega with the hole in the wall little plaza corner and you open up the door and it's that like projectile floor and a counter set up with some woman taking your paperwork intake and pin, like that's where people are dying. They're getting silicone from Home Depot put in their bodies. They're getting caulk
Scary.
put in their butts. They're and even though these stories are coming out with these women saying, please don't do that. There was the woman, they had to cut her entire butt off. Like she's completely flat.
I
Now they had
saw
to
that.
cut it off. And she was warning young girls, like, don't do it. She's like, I was paying $50 every visit. Like, sis, you should have known then.
Bridget
When
says,
you show up to a
fix a flat.
motel, not even a hotel, when you fix a flat. Exactly, Bridget. If you show up to a Motel 6 and this chick tell you to lay on them cheap ass floral sheets, lay down, put your head on the pillow, and keep quiet. And then she's back there injecting Home Depot silicone into these and then putting it into their butts. And then they're
These
leaking real
BBLs
juicy.
killing y'all. I do Uber and Lyft. I had a young lady in my car. She was on the phone. Whenever somebody's on the phone, I'm always ear hustling. You're in my car, I'm listening. I don't. That's my entertainment. So she's on the phone with her friend, discouraging her friend from getting a BBL, right? But not because it's dangerous. She was discouraging her friend from getting a BBL because those are not trendy anymore. Those are on the down slope of the trend now. So
Well, I mean, it
she did
changes
mention,
every year.
yeah, she mentioned that the new trend is being slim thick
Yep.
or fit thick or something like that, thick thick.
It's
Which I'm like, you know what, if you want to hit the gym, cool, do that, get your body right, do it naturally. Ain't nobody cutting you open. There's a lower chance of dying. You can still die at the gym.
You'll die at
You
the
can still
gym.
do you can still die
Your
at the
heart can
gym.
be like, you know what? You ain't never ran this much in your life.
Like
Today's
you
your
better
last.
you better stop before I do.
Let's see who
so
stopped
like
first.
so like I was hitting. I need to get back to the gym, and of course that's always everybody says. But I was going to the gym really hardcore 2021, and I lost quite a bit of weight. My plan was to look like to be the Black Thor. That was my goal.
I can't with you.
But yeah, I was always hoping I didn't die. Like, I just don't die. Don't die in the gym.
It's rough.
We got to talk about what Sydney said. Like, yeah,
Donda.
Kanye's mom. She
And I always say that, listen, beautiful Black mom, loved her son to death. The reason he has lost his mind today is because Donda's not here. And,
been right
you know,
since.
his gift to her was, my mom wants surgery. My mom can get surgery. But then, she goes from having a sore throat and like a tightness in her chest, and then they pronounce her dead. Because she was just supposed to be getting like a little lipo or something. She was just supposed to get a couple things, little tucked here and there. And I think they were actually pulling this in. And that's probably what caused the sore throat. She probably got an infection because she was overseas in like Dominican Republic or something, where everybody's going. I see it all the time. I've had several friends go overseas and do it. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Your risk of dying is way higher. You're overseas. Don't nobody know you over there. And if you do die, they can just throw you. If nobody knows you're there, they just throw you in the back. It wasn't our fault.
That's it. You got on point there. That's what happens when people say no, take the no.
Exactly. People are hearing no in the States because there are actually some doctors who aren't just about the coin. There's some who aren't, which we'll get to, but there's the ones that are like, no. You have high cholesterol? No. You're overweight? No. This isn't a good surgery. You're not a good candidate for this because you have this history in your family. No. They hear that no, and they're like, well, there's somebody who is going to take my money and I'm going to give it to them. And then they go and they find this person, and then this is what happens.
I think some of these doctors are low-key criminals.
Absolutely.
Like what's the name of the girl? She had the real big boobs and her hips were shaped like this. Like nobody wants to operate her on her now because she's had too many operations.
Well, I think that's still the one who had the bursted implant. That's the Mary Magdalene, the Instagram model.
Yeah, her.
She is a bug's life. She's the epitome of that ant. And now nobody will touch her because she had some doctor who just kept saying, sure, another check? Come on in. We'll stretch that skin more than it should be stretched.
Yep. I was about to say something about capitalism as well.
Sydney.
Life is capitalism, and there are very little laws to protect us in elective surgeries. I don't even think there's any laws. Like if
There's
you could do
none.
it, they're gonna do it.
There's none.
And,
You know, it's
and
actually
you know,
funny. There's more laws for people who are like overweight who want to get the gastric sleeve done. There are more laws against people who are overweight trying to get it. You have to go through hoops to be approved because you have to be approved for a gastric sleeve and that's for
right.
somebody who wants to lose weight. So there's more laws against that than somebody who wants to go from an A cup to a J cup, or who wants to stretch,
The,
somebody who's this big who wants to stretch their hips this wide. No laws against that. You can do that all day as long as you write the check. But it's like, when are they going to start saying no? They're not. I feel like as long as they're paid and they're paying for their condos and their houses and the keys and their helicopters, they're not going to say no.
no, I mean, especially if
Exactly.
you have if you got the you have the name recognition, like a was it Doctor Miami? Is that his name?
Dr. Miami. Everybody goes there, and every celeb is out there screaming, Dr. Miami, from the crazy chick from Black Ink all the way down the line, you know, Ice-T's wife, Coco, all of them. Oh my God, I love Dr. Miami. Up here in Connecticut, Rhode Island, we have Dr. Z because he did Shayna Mokler.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and so I have had my boobs done. So I saw Sydney, you said you want plastic surgery. I have had surgery done. I had my breast done, but it wasn't at the time like to be part of a fad. It's, I'm a mom, I've had children, my skin didn't look the same way I didn't look the same way I did. It was becoming a self-conscious thing, and my mental, it was terrible. I was going into a spiral of depression. I'm like, I'm not myself. I was in a shell, and I went to Dr. Z because he's Shayna Mokler's doctor. Everybody knows him up here in New England. He's that doctor. I went to him and I said, I just want a very natural look. I just want to go back to almost, because I was like a full B, like C before. I just want to go back to what I was pre-children, or even while I was breastfeeding children. And I sat there and he's like, let's do the digital thing. So they take your picture and they do the 3D. He gave me the most ridiculous. The pictures were insane. I swear to God, he goes, well, you have very strong shoulders and you have very muscular arms, so you need bigger than what you're asking for. So I was like, oh, I want to do like, there's numbers. It's 300 cc's. It goes in 50. So it's 250, 300. I was like, I want to do like 300, 350 because that's normal. It looks normal when you hold it. And he's like,
right.
no. He was showing me 550 to 600 cc's. I would have looked absolutely ridiculous. I swear to you, this man is
like an anime.
I would have looked ridiculous. I would have looked like Mary Magdalene. He legit kept making them bigger on the picture, and he kept trying to say it's because your shoulders and blah blah blah. And I left there feeling like crap. Actually, it actually deterred me from the surgery for another year or two. And then I had done some photos or whatever, and I got the photos back, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to try this process again. So I started the hunt again, and I was like, I don't want a big name anymore, because him having that name. And once I started seeing all the photos of the women he did operate on, he didn't do anybody smaller than a double D cup. That was a small cup for him. And at the time, I weighed 120. I'm 160 now, but I was like a pencil. And he was going to legit give me these breasts out to here. I would have had back. I would have looked insane. And no, Dr. Z is white girl. You can look him up. It's called Body by Z. So, he gave me this unrealistic vision of myself, and I felt like crap. I was like, that's what I'm supposed to look like? But at the time, that's when implants were huge. The first time I went to look, it was everybody. Nobody was smaller than Coco. And she got tatas for days. That was the look. So in his mind, this is what everybody wants. Everybody gonna pay $8,000. Everybody gonna get the same size. You all gonna look crazy, have back problems later, and come back to me and pay me more money to reduce them. So I went to 2 years without it, and then I went and started looking again, and I found an actual surgeon who was like, "You're so tiny. Why would he tell you that?" He said he was setting you up for failure. He was setting you up to either A, your implant burst because it's too big in your body, B,
Right.
your body reject it because it's too big in your body, or you walk around in pain for the rest of your life because it's too big in your body.
Right. And then like, you know, too big doesn't you have to like stretch the skin and
Exactly. And the first thing I said to him when I went in there, I only want something to fit the skin that I have because, I have been breastfeeding I have 4 children, all that stuff. You get this extra skin. And so that's all I wanted. Make me normal. Just make me myself. And he gave this unrealistic, there's no way my skin would have stretched that much. There's no way. And then the surgeon that I actually ended up going with was amazing. It's one of those do your research things because again, Body by Z is one of those doctors. I guarantee you he doesn't tell people no as long as they pay.
uh, so I'm seeing nowadays there's a couple celebrities that are actually going the opposite way. Kim Kardashian is one of them, and Black China. She
Yes,
removed all her um
everything.
everything.
Head down from the eye, literally from the eyebrows down. Miss
Like she
Angela White, as she likes to be called now, because she said Black China was her young alter ego and she regrets it. She goes, those long nails, she's got normal, like length nails now, like this. Remember when her nails were like, I'm like, how do you wipe? But she had those nails and she said that persona was what being around Hollywood people and money led me to. Because look at her baby daddy is. He's a Kardashian. So who is she around? These unrealistic bodies. She's got to keep up with that. That's what was paying her. She was the video vixen, and she said she kept getting her butt bigger and she's had years of surgery shots and injections and silicone, all that stuff. And she's like, her body now is insane. And what she got her boobs removed first. She got them reduced to a normal size. She had the BBL, all of the silicone and stuff removed out of her butt. Her butt's a normal size. And then she went last week, she was on live getting the filler diluted in her face from her cheekbones all the way down her jaw, her like everything. She looks, Miss Angela Renee White looks, she's starting to get back to herself, but her face is so sharp. It's like sharp because of all the filler. So it's going to take her some time, but she's now telling young women, don't do it. But one or two people saying it's too late.
I want to go back to what Sydney said. She worked in the industry before. She said she was taught to keep people coming back for follow-ups.
Yes.
So I mean, just like any other business, you don't want you want people to keep coming back. They already spent 5,000. Let's try to get them to spend 250,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. So I still think that it's crazy. We're supposed to be talking about filters, and it's snowballed into this.
But that's what
It's,
filters lead to, and
it's
it's like,
all. There's young. Did I mention how those young girls that are going to the surgeons? With a pit, they'll go to the surgeons with a picture of themselves with a filter on, and they're like, "This is what I want to look like."
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the fact
it's
that
very
like
unrealistic.
14, 15, 16-year-olds are getting nose jobs, not because they need a nose job, but because they prefer their face to look the way it does with a filter than anything. You're 14 and 15, your face is still changing.
Right.
It's a baby face for a reason. He ain't just a singer. It's an actual thing. Like, your nose is going to keep changing until you're older. But these girls, and the worst part is their parents are paying for it. They're telling their kids, it's okay to not look like yourself. Yes, we will pay $4,000 and get your nose broken at 15 years old so you can look like some filter. Or they're getting the injections, they're getting Botox. There are 15-year-olds getting Botox. And their lips too. I see it all over Instagram. It's insane.
I see it in person. Like, hey, I do Uber in LA. I end up in Beverly Hills. Places like this, and I'll see people with their faces all Botox and fillers, and like some people, like you can even still see like the incisions in their face sometimes. And that's another thing.
Yeah.
Another thing about plastic surgeons, with the exception of maybe Kylie Jenner. Why do the surgeons have like a like a template because they make everybody look the same.
So you go in, you show them your pictures that you want. And then they'll be like, okay, I'll do my best to, get you this look. But it pretty much is the same template. No matter what your face is, you can have a round face, an oval face, a heart face, a square face. You go in there, you ask to have your cheekbones lifted. Everybody's going to have the same height unless they chisel or chip a little bit more or less than the next person. It's the same template, just on a different face.
So okay, you gotta see what Sydney's saying. Uh, why is that a problem? In 2004, my friend had a breast job and Botox. Why y'all mad at good surgery? It's not that we're mad at good
Well, no, we're not
surgery. You
mad
know,
at good surgery. Good surgery is good. We're mad at, like,
the
we're,
mentality behind it now. A lot of
yeah.
people are putting themselves in these unrealistic positions to look like Kim Kardashian or Beyonce or whoever the hot person is at the time. They want to look like these people, and they're slicing themselves up to try to look like these people, and they hardly almost never do.
That, and they're trying to look like people who don't look like themselves because they're
Like
sliced and diced as well. So it's like, you can do, like I said, I've had plastic surgery. If anybody wants to do it, I have people come to me all the time. I've had friends come to me, ask me questions after my surgery, kind of like pull me aside, like, you had surgery, right? I have never told anybody, don't do it. I've played soccer with women that I know have gotten tummy tucks and, breast jobs after talking to me about my surgery. And I was there for them. I helped support them. I told them, this is what you need to do, research, check this person out. I gave them healing tips, all kinds of stuff. Anybody who wants to get surgery for a reason that's good to them, that's them. But if you're just doing it because you want to look like some Instagram model, or you want likes, or you want this unrealistic vision of yourself that you found in a filter, then to me, that's just too much. Do what you want to do that
right,
makes you happy, but stop trying to be who's in Hollywood, because they don't even look like themselves. None of them
Sydney
look.
got a question for you there, Jamie.
Um, every doctor's different. I went to the first time I went to look, when I got discouraged, I saw about 6 surgeons, and every single one of them said something different. The prices varied based on the surgeon and their reviews, or, some of them charge you the top of what they can charge you in your state. Some of them charge you less because they're like, I'm just charging you for the implants and my work. This is my time. This is what I do. Um, but they're all so different. A lot of them are just about getting you in and out. A lot of them have that sample book that I was talking about. They have the look. They see you walk in and they're like, oh, she looks like Gabrielle Union. All right, I already know what I'm about to make her look like. So then they're changing your mind on what you came in there for, and they're trying to talk you into something so unrealistic. And you're like, I just came in here to discuss a normal size, and now you're trying to tell me I need to look crazy.
Hold up, I fucked up. I should have read that out loud for the people that happen to be listening to on Snap or Spotify. Sydney asked Jamie, "What would you say was the difference in finding doctors?" So that was, Jamie was answering that question. So
Yeah.
there's another question here.
And the more
Uh,
popular the doctor, the more expensive they are. Um, but
what are the price
honestly,
ranges of the
it
doctors like that?
so a doctor that's doing like the just revolving door surgeries for boobs, about 8 grand. Um, but a surgeon who has less patients coming in and actually cares and focuses for breast implants can go from, like, depending on the state. So I know down in Miami, you can get them at a great surgeon for like 4,500. But up here in New England, near New York and stuff, the prices start at like 5,500.
Jesus.
So again, it's about state. It's probably way more expensive out in California, or it might not be because it's so common out there. But you go to Miami, everybody in Miami, you can do anything in Miami for nothing. So a lot of people I know have left, they've flown out of Connecticut or New York, gone down to Miami, done it down there, healed. They take care of you overnight. They let you stay however many days. They do their checkups, and then you come back home. sometimes that is still cheaper than paying the price up here. So it's honestly just about being smart, and sometimes don't even think about the price. Sometimes it's worth it to pay more. Um, you know, but it's just do your research. Don't just pick the first person you talk to. Talk to multiples. Like I said, first time I went, I saw like 6 or 7. And then when I went back again, because I decided I was going to do it again, I saw at least another 6 or 7. So in total, I saw like 14, 15 doctors. And then I settled on one,
Right.
you know? And I know several
So
people who had work done. So I took their advice too. I saw this one, I saw this one. So it's different all around.
so let's say we're probably going to wrap it up a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to talk about on this subject, Jamie, that you're thinking about?
No, I just think everybody's just, if anybody wants surgery, like do what makes you happy, but just be safe. Sydney,
Yeah.
girl, you can message me. You can either find me on Facebook. Yes, for so as a black woman who got surgery, I will say I did get a lot of backlash.
Mm.
Even though I did it for a reason that was for me to feel better about myself. I never did it for looks. I never did it for attention. At the time, I was married, so it's not like I needed to do it for attention. I was married. I was with somebody. It was honestly for me. I couldn't wear strapless anything. I couldn't wear backless dresses. I couldn't do anything without a bra. I It was so self-conscious. It was weighing on my mental to a point where it was a mess. Um, but as a black woman, I got a lot of backlash from black men actually.
What the hell are these niggas saying?
it, I it was like, oh, you're just doing that because you're just trying to look like all these HOESs, and you're just trying to be like Nicki Minaj, you're trying to be like Lil Campbell. You don't need that. You're a natural black woman. You're supposed to be a natural black woman. You're a bad example. You're a mom. You're a black woman. Why are you having some man cut your body up, put fake boobs in you? You're just doing that to entertain the white man. I am telling you, Sydney, exactly. He
I,
done looked at a couple of things
hey,
and been like,
that wasn't for me. That was for the podcast. But shit,
oh,
that
so
subject there,
she has one
that
question
subject.
above that, which is actually a good one. How do I feel about
Oh,
changing noses and black features? Honestly, all black people look different. I'm tired of them saying we all look the same. Okay. Not every black person has to have a big, spread, wide nose. Like, I love my nose. It's not huge. It's not, but if somebody's nose is too much, you change what you need to change for yourself. Stop listening to the fact of like, oh, you're a black person. You need that big broad nose. You need that big afro. Don't press your hair out, girl. Listen, when got a silk press, it's pressed and it's colored, and I've been blonde. It's again, you do whatever it is that makes you happy at the end of the day, because you ain't got to smile on that person's face who don't like you. You gonna smile on somebody else's face who do like you. How about that? And if you don't like me, stop following my pictures. I see you lurking.
you can always eat a bucket of shit as well.
That works too. I love Sydney. Girl, you have to find me on Instagram and Facebook. We're gonna talk. I like you.
Yeah,
We gonna build it up.
that's it's giving me an idea for probably the next podcast. We're gonna. I had an interaction with a young man, and I don't like using that word, an asshole. That prompted me to probably bring up our next subject for the next podcast,
Okay.
which is going to be the word simp. That's going to be the topic of the next podcast.
We gonna
So
work into
uh,
that.
next Thursday, we're probably going to go on an earlier time
We're
because
gonna
it's
go
not
back to
looking
our
like
earlier
people.
time,
Yeah, it's
everybody.
not
We're
looking like it's
sorry.
not looking not looking like people showed up.
Yeah.
East Coast people probably sleep and all
Oh,
of
my
that.
people not. That's right, Bridget. Ain't nobody helping on wash day. You know how long this takes to detangle? They better get out of here and give me a hot comb.
Hey, as somebody who has had multiple black hairstyles, it's not easy. Like, I mean, my hair is kind of messed up right now, but I kid you not. The last time I went to the shop to get my hair done, it took a good 5 hours.
Yes, ridiculous.
Yeah.
You see, and I've done every color, every style. I go from wigs, I've done lace fronts, I've done sew-ins, I've done my natural hair, I've been blonde, I've been blue, I've been purple, this is red, I've been long, I've been short. It's ain't nobody gonna change me. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna press this out. If I want to be nappy tomorrow, I'll be nappy tomorrow because I probably walked in the rain by accident and let it dry. But other than that, let me press my hair. I wanna don't judge me for being me.
So yeah, that if you guys have any ideas of subjects that you want us to talk on, to touch or whatever, or I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out here, Jamie. Maybe I don't know how you feel about this. If you have a subject that you disagree with and you want to come on here and argue with us, feel free to do that too,
I love arguing.
because controversy equals cash. I learned that a long time
Works for Michael Rappaport. So yeah,
ago. So,
let's
Miss Jamie, where can the people find you on social media?
yes, you guys can find me on Facebook. You can probably go through AJ's page. It's Jamie Johnson. Or you can find me on my Instagram at Mrs. with a Z Johnson 86. And that's pretty much those are my two. So yeah, hit me
Actually,
up, Sydney. We gonna talk, girl.
I forgot. I actually had put our socials in the pinned comment up above. So if you want to look, oh, we got somebody coming in late. So yeah, we're closing up. So
Hey.
if you want to find me on all the socials, you can hit the link up above. I'm Alonzo Jules everywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Switch, or Twitch, Snapchat. We're also on Spotify. We're on YouTube. You can search Alonzo Jules on YouTube. Like I said, it's all on. It's linked up above. Just scroll up above and you'll see that. So we got Sydney saying one thing here. What's the closing conversational statement we got to think on? You know, ultimately, be yourself. You know, that's the most important part. You got to be yourself. I know we're over here saying like, we're not saying don't do this and don't do that. Just know the
Absolutely.
risks that are, know the risk. Know that you are being influenced no matter what you think, no matter how you feel. You are being influenced by either social media, you're being influenced by your friends, your family, uh, social, not even just social media, just regular media in general. You got, TV bombarding you with uh, the perfect the perfect form, whether it's male or female, non-binary, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be happy with yourself. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I
I
am
I
nobody's.
battle
My kids.
I've battled with I have a gap in between my teeth, and I've battled with closing it up here and there, back and forth. Like, hey, should I close this up? Should I not? And I've always ended up back on that because, for one, I feel if I close it up, somebody tells me I have a pretty smile. All I'm gonna think is I had my teeth fixed. I had my teeth fixed. What does it matter? But I've learned that I always thought it was an imperfection, but from what I've learned, there's women that love it. So what does it matter? And plus, I mean, I'm pretty good looking, though, so it's all
So yes, we're not telling anybody how to live their lives or what to do. I'm not saying that people who get plastic surgery are terrible for doing it. We're just saying again, do your research and do it because you're mentally ready for that. It's a lot.
also, I want to say, protect your young girls because they are very susceptible
Yes.
to, all the stuff coming in. They want to be the prettiest. They're especially with, so, like I said, social media out here. Oh, she had 5,000 likes. I only got 20 likes. Oh, I want that. I want that attention too. So, if you got young girls out there, let them know that social media is not real. It is a virtual world. You can be whoever you want to be on social media. I've seen many people do it.
I'll say that.
So, always let them know what's up.
Yes. So we love you guys, and we'll be back next week.
We'll
Please
take
bring
care.
it.
So, love, peace, and fish grease. Or is it just grease? I don't know.
Peace, love, and chicken grease.
There we go. All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.